Welcome to the Knowledge Buffet, brought to you by the Henry Bernick Entrepreneurship Center. Today we welcome Amanda Sutton, who is one of our top mentors for brand consultations and public relations. Welcome, Amanda.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, Amanda. So I've got some questions for you. The first question is, what is personal branding?
Personal branding is putting together the best of what you have to offer, which actually puts you at the center of your company. So for a lot of companies, they have their company mission and they go forth putting this big business plan together. But what most consultants and entrepreneurs realize is they really have to find where they fit in that personal brand. So personal branding is a way to get those exact key messages, find that exact target ideal audience, and be really comfortable communicating who you are along with the business.
So Amanda, how does one go about establishing a personal brand?
So, how one goes about establishing a personal brand. It can be a quick exercise, really focused, or it can take a lot of time. So, one thing you want to consider is all of your best stuff, all of your best experience, skill set, the stuff you love the most about your business, the stuff that makes you and your success stories very personal. That's going to come a lot into play when you're coordinating your personal brand. So for a lot of times, there's people to help you out, sort that out. And for other times, it's just something that organically develops over time.
So here's a big question. How do you get attention ahead of the competition?
So when it comes to standing out, I always like to say it's really not as complicated as people make it. In fact, a lot of people are looking around thinking they have to add more and do more and say more, when really they should be narrowing in on their specific zone of genius. And once you nail that down and understand fully what you bring to the table and what specific outcome you deliver, you can really start to make that deeper groove in your expertise and becoming known for that specific thing a lot quicker.
This ties in great to our next question. How do we establish a mission or core message for our company? And why do we need one?
It's a great question. Oftentimes, when someone starts a company or jumps into a business, there's always a passion behind it. There's always a reason why. So it sometimes takes just a extra couple layers of digging to understand the great need that they saw. And a lot of the time, that's just connected to the person's heart about that need and how they wanted to solve that problem for people. So it wouldn't take long to discover there's a greater mission there that they just probably haven't thought of was as large as they thought. And why it's important is when companies start to scale, you may not feel you need that grounded mission when you're a consultant or a sole entrepreneur at first. But as soon as companies start to scale, you're going to find that in order to play in that space, you really do need that differentiator and that groundedness on the core of your company in order to be seen and get ahead.
So here's a question that I have heard. What is media relations?
What is media relations? Media relations is a lot of fun. It is a way to put forth your expertise in a way that is going to be earned, like you're going to earn attention from news outlets and other publishers and producers who want to hear what you have to say. It is a skill that you can either have someone help you with or learn yourself, but it's a very fun way to get a lot of attention and high visibility very quickly.
When it comes to visibility, how else can we share our content?
There's a lot of ways to share your content. We're lucky to be in a world where today everything's free and available online. The trick is sharing the best of your stuff in a new way, not a new piece of content every 5 seconds. It really helps for that content overwhelm we're all contributing to. So again, if you get a piece of media coverage, for example, there's ways to let that live on and on as you can share it different ways on multiple channels and just upping your credibility as you share this piece.
All right, Amanda, what is thought leadership?
Thought leadership. It is the new way that people need to start thinking about their experience. The old way is really going out there, knocking on doors and just telling people what you do. Thought leadership is really having people understand how you think and what you bring to the table. So part of what I coach people to do and help them with is to understand not only those core messages that are uniquely their own, but how they got to that, how their expertise has brought them to where they are. And it's a way of marketing yourself that's way ahead of the competition. It's going to jump you to the front of the line.
Tying into that, what types of thought leadership or content should we focus on?
The types of thought leadership, they go in a few categories. Thought leadership can be obtained through authority, things like speaking and speaking locally, having a really nice prepared presentation together, a nice core workshop where people are going to really understand your skill set. It can look like credibility, like these are pieces that you actually write or you contribute to, or again, you have earned your place in a feature or a magazine. And it can look like that shareability and that visibility piece, like being on the news, being the center of a panel with other experts. It's really how there's many forms of thought leadership, but the core is to put you ahead of the competition.
Last question of the day. How can we get more engagement online from our businesses?
So, what people want to consider today is how you can actually start helping to solve people's problems and using the online formats to do this. It's because we're all in this age where we're all forced to be online anyway. And even if we go back to quote normal, virtual is going to be a very big part of things that we normally are used to doing, even speaking and events. So we have to find a way to turn our skill set into really digestible pieces that we can do online visually. Now, the trick is not giving all your best stuff away and making people understand that they have to come to you for the true outcome and the true solution.
Thank you so much for joining me today on the Knowledge Buffet. We will be taking this a la carte. We'll see you next time.